Chris here with a very cool little drone. It's a self-flying hover drone and it's called the Hover Camera X1 or just the Hover X1. So you can see it fits in my pocket. This thing is very lightweight, only 125 grams, and you just open it out and it is basically ready to go. Now the front camera on this, it does have 3 different levels of stabilization. So you got mechanical, because it does have a little bit of rubber in there to help soak up some of the vibrations, horizontal leveling, and electronic stabilization too with it. Now, the maximum resolution you can shoot in, which is what I'll be using for my sample footage, is 2.7K, but you can also shoot 1080p 60, 1080p HDR2 with this particular model, and we have our different intelligent flight modes. Now, the flight time of it really depends on how long you're shooting each of the scenes, but you can get typically around 15 to 20 intelligent flights with this, and I'll show you how quick and easy it is to launch it. So you launch it from your palm, you land it in your palm, and it will keep you in the shot the whole time. It knows where it is because it knows its altitude, it keeps you in the shot, it keeps tracking you. So you select the mode you want, which I've already done here. I've got a custom mode, which is a snapshot, and then you press the button, and you need to hold it out so it can see you. Snapshot. And it's got a countdown, and now it's going to launch. And there we go. It's set up and running. It's going to keep me in the shot the whole time. Take the snapshot. There's a little status LED on the front of it. It also tells me that it's tracking me and it's taken that snapshot. Now, before I get into some sample footage of this, I'll show you what we get in the box and the design and a few other things about the Hover X1.
And this is how it does come packaged up. So what they sent out to me was the Hover Camera X1, the charging hub, so that's the fastest form of charging, and a spare battery. Inside the box is a quick start guide in various different languages. We have a Type A to Type C cable for charging it. Now, if you're going to charge the battery within the drone itself, within the Hover Camera X1, it'll take about 55 minutes. There's a quick start guide, and you'll see some other tips there on just getting started with the takeoff and the landing. And they do give us this, which is a nice little soft pouch for the Hover X1. And this is the charging dock, so you've got space for 2 batteries, and if you tap the button at the top, it will let us know the battery life. So this one is fully charged. So 35 minutes with this versus 55 minutes when you charge it inside the Hover Camera X1. And I'll just plug it in now to show you the status LED. So when it is charging, you will see exactly where the battery is at for both of these batteries. You can see, well, it'll pop up here that it's fully charged again, as we already knew. So for ease of transporting it around, you fold it up like this.
Current mode, bird eye.
You can hear that's just it powering on at the moment. It's told me it's in the current mode, bird eye. So there's little magnets in here that keep it when it's open to stay open like that. Now the good news is the 4 little props here, they do have the protection around it, so that's great to stop it from getting damaged, to stop it from hurting people, and maybe when it's landing on you, you're not going to get a finger jammed up there or anything like that. Now it's got a bit of flex to it too as well. This plastic they've used seems quite good, the quality of it. It's not like a hard, brittle plastic that's going to crack or break away straight off the bat when it crashes, it falls down or anything like that. No, it's not going to be doing that. But it will maintain its altitude, it will hover, it will keep you in the shot. It's actually very good with my time testing it out. So going and cycling through the different modes, very easy to do. You do not need the application. So this is the power on button, status LED there at the front. And I can just go and select now the custom mode.
Snapshot.
So that's snapshot.
Hover.
Hover mode.
Zoom out.
Zoom out mode. Follow, orbit, and finally bird eye mode. So the different modes, and when you go to launch it, you simply tap here, but you need to have it on your hand, and it needs to see you. So if I go to launch it now, it won't work.
5 meters, bird eye.
Bird eye 5 meters, it's the countdown.
Please hold the device to face the user.
All right, because it's not facing me, it hasn't detected my face, it will not start up and fly off, which is a good thing. So the stabilization we have here is mechanical with this. It's got a little gimbal. This can move up and down the camera minus 90 degrees to 15 degrees, and our camera is 12 megapixels, the photos it does take. So video, we've got 2.7K, 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60. We have 1080p, 30 frames per second HDR support with it. And you'll see that it is suspended too. There's some little rubber gaskets in there, or little rubber supports. So that's going to help soak up some of the vibrations and movements there too of it. So it's got electronic image stabilization, the horizontal level, and the mechanical tilt up and down. So that is the three stabilizations modes that it does have in use. Here's our application. So it's called Hover X1. You can get it for your Apple phones, so your iPhones, and for Android, which I'm currently running at the moment. So you've got the album. Now, connecting up to the album is done with wireless. So it's not Bluetooth. It's faster using wireless there. You can link your account. You can go into the settings. You can adjust that. So bird's eye view, you can set how you want the distance to be, the rotation speed, video quality, photo quality. For all the different modes there you can see, which is really good. Custom, I've got on just to set to snapshot. Firmware updates, your storage, voice. You can turn that on or off if you want. Sound recording's done on your mobile phone, which makes sense because if it had a microphone on board, all you're going to hear is those noisy little propellers spinning. So, that's why you have to record it on your phone. And they use that, combine that with the footage too. So getting out of that, you can go into the different modes. You see they are all here. And when you go through the application, you can take a look and it will explain to you how the mode works, what the footage is going to look like, and what it is doing. And then you'll see there's just a few other modes you can unlock here, like this one, for example. Manual control. So if you did want that, it's there. For me, it's not sort of the drone that I would use for manually controlling it, but it's a nice little option to have, of course. You've got your profile, and under home, you'll see that there's normally moments of everyone else. So people can upload their own footage and whatnot here with the application. So it's a straightforward app. It's got those settings, things you need, the firmware updates, different modes. You go and customize those if you want to tweak them a little bit. But I find the default setup for the modes seems to be pretty good.
So to land it, it's very easy. When it is close, you simply put your hand out and that's how it lands because it detects that your hand is there using that downwards facing camera, and you can just fold that in half now, place that in your pocket. The batteries, as I showed you, very easy to remove. You've got the status LED down the top. Overall, I think this is an excellent little drone if you want to take a very quick and easy selfie drone footage on the go, because you just open it up, turn it on, and you can get it to follow you. If you're walking, you can get the orbit shot that I showed you the sample footage of, tracking, snapshots, group photos, very easy. And as you saw from that quality, not bad. The stabilization, and there's a bit of wind out here too as well, and it has been faring really fine out here. It does move about and bob about a little bit with the wind here, but I haven't really noticed any problems. I only wish that it had a little bit longer run time. I think you get around normally about 15 minutes with it, or 20 or so intelligent shots. I wish it was a bit longer, so I definitely recommend you go and get yourself some extra batteries for the Hover X1. So there we go, that's my hands-on of this Hover X1. I think it's a fantastic, awesome little selfie drone here with a lot of built-in cool tracking features